Hello everyone! Today's vlog will be a wee bit different from what you usually see on my channel, as I thought I'd give you a tour of the Seaside Fairy Cottage. So many of you always comment on my kitchen and the colors and my style, and I thought it is time to give you a tour and talk about details of the house, what we've done to the house when we bought it, or the renovations going on. So this is what we do today. There is a video, of course, from last year where I just talk about the renovation, and I will link this video in the video description for you to go and watch if you so wish. So now let's go and start. So this is our wee entrance hall, which I really like because the door has some glass panels and there's light coming into this hallway even in the winter months. That's also the reason why I only put a small wreath on the door for the festive season, so enough light can still come through. There isn't much in the entrance hall. There's a wee chest of drawers here that I had for a long time, and it's actually filled just with things for my creative ventures. So there's wool in there, decorative things in there, there's my knitting kit in there as well. So yeah, this is fully mine and my husband has nothing in this. We also have a little wardrobe that you can't see now. It's on this side of the room, that's built in, and our shoes and jackets, coats, all these things go in there. We have some boxes for spare parts like light bulbs and things. So the entrance hall, is a main kind of part of the house where we pass through all the time, because this way you get into the kitchen, we have the stairs opposite, and then where the camera is, there is the living room. So from the hall you get into our living room. This is the first part of it when you enter it. You have seen me many times sitting here with my knitting, because this is my wee knitting corner. I have my basket here and some items also in the wee drawer here. And as you can see, I'm already working on my next knitting project. This room had pink wallpaper originally. I will show you a picture of how it looked before. And we removed all the wallpaper, we painted the ceiling and repainted the walls and have some wallpaper on this side. I also added a fireplace surrounding. We do not have a fireplace, unfortunately, and we cannot have one because we have no chimney, and I'm not sure if it is allowed in this area to just build one. I found this table on a skip actually. It was originally blue with multiple layers of blue paint, so I had to sand it down quite a long time and then repainted it and gave it a shabby chic look, which I like, so I'm quite happy that I have this. A lot of our things in the house are either second-hand or upcycled by myself, and I point them out to you when we go through the house. So this is the other part of the living room. This is where our television is in. It's an old secretary that I have had for quite a long time now, and I do not like televisions as they are so dark and they always give me the impression of a black hole. So the television is actually in this kind of cupboard. It's a secretary usually, so we have all our electrics in here. So this is our sofa where we sit and watch television, or sometimes I knit here, or I'm on the phone with friends. I also love to sit here. You can put the feet up on the footstool. And this sofa originally belonged to my parents-in-law, and it's from the 1990s. My husband had it in his flat when we met, but it had the original very 1990s fabric as well, and it was quite flat. The cushions were all done really, so we bought new cushions and new fabric and had it redone, because the wooden frame of the sofa is very sturdy and wonderful and lovely. And as I'm always aiming to upcycle things or have them secondhand, that was just a wonderful way to bring this into the new home. The same applies to the two side tables we have here. They were originally very dark in wooden color, and I painted them as well with the same paint as the other two items here, so I upcycled those as well. So in this room, very little is really new. The only thing we bought new is this wee shelf over here that holds our CDs, because we had none that would fit into this room. And we have some lamps here and a rug that we also bought, but the rest is either things we had, things we upcycled, or things that we bought secondhand. I'm very happy with the result. I love the colors of the duck egg. I also appreciate that we have this corner where there is wallpaper actually on the wall, and it complements the other decor. So this room is, yeah, nice to relax in and just spend the evening. So before we go upstairs, I thought I'd talk about the stairs themselves for a moment. You've seen me sitting here earlier. They were covered by a very flowery carpet when we bought the house, and we removed the carpet and then sanded the stairs, and my husband painted the risers in white, which gives it a lovely look, I think. There was a second handrail on the other side of the wall, which we removed. There was an elderly lady living here, and of course she needed more support to get up and down the stairs. But we removed this, and we also created a wee gallery here, which I love, because every time we go upstairs or downstairs, there's wee memories and wee things hanging there from family and just things that I love. There's one of a Laura Ashley shop in Portugal. I always loved Laura Ashley, and they had this lovely shop front. And that's a photograph I have for quite some time, and I always love seeing it. It makes me smile because, yeah, I miss Laura Ashley, I have to say. So this is the stairs, and now we go upstairs. So on the landing we have the bookshelf that you've seen in my content. This was made bespoke for us with the dimensions that the wall allowed for, and the carpenter used recycled materials, which again I appreciate, and then it is cream color with natural wooden shelves and holds all our lovely books that we have at the moment. I used to have more books, but now I aim to keep the ones that I know I read again and give the others to charity shops or friends, because otherwise it would be just overflowing. Of course, there's lots of decoration here as well. As you know, I love decoration, and I recently made this and showed it to you. And what I love about the landing is that we have a window, because it allows so much lovely bright light in here. The house is generally very, very light, and we have many windows. It is an east-west house, so our windows are either all in the east, on the other side all in the west. And that of course means we always have a lot of light, and that is much appreciated. It is a wee bit difficult to show you our small bathroom, but I try my best. When we bought the house, it was quite aged as well, and it had a bathtub. It had very pale blush apricot kind of tiles that were loose, so we had to change the bathroom, and we opted for white tiles just because it gives the room a lot of light again, even though we have a window, but it's a small room. We also opted for a shower because my husband and I both use showers more than a bath, and my son also is grown up and also mainly not at home, so we thought a shower would be the best option. I really like The mirror, as you can imagine, I found this in a second-hand shop in Edinburgh in Portobello, and it is just such a whimsical, wonderful thing. It's like a fairy tale mirror to me, and I love it every time I come into the bathroom. I also found this wee shelf on eBay, second-hand, where some of my things are located that I use every day. So I try to make the most of the wee space we have, and I'm quite happy with the result. So this is our bedroom, and the wall that you see behind me didn't exist when we bought the house. We put it in to create a wee study, and also this was a very large room and we didn't need that big a bedroom. And all the furniture you see in here again is a mixture of things we had or upcycled things. I already had the chest here, the bed was mine before, and the two bedside tables were from a second-hand shop. Also they're upcycled. The same with the pink chest of drawers you see there. I love that the room is a mixture of colors that my husband and I both like. I wanted the amethyst and he wanted grey, which we now have right in the back of the bed, which holds one of my favorite wedding pictures. The light is from eBay. I found this on eBay. So the only new thing in this room is actually the Laura Ashley cupboard that you see there, a linen cupboard. And I always liked this cupboard. Years ago I had ripped out a wee article in a magazine because this featured a similar cupboard to this, but I had put it away, and then when Laura Ashley closed, in the pandemic, or right before the pandemic, it was on offer and I bought it. And much later I refound the wee piece that I still had, and I thought, wow, this is exactly the cupboard that I always wanted. So I'm quite happy that I have it now. This room was a lot of work because we had styrofoam under the ceiling and we had to remove this. It's a fire hazard, but it also didn't look right. The whole house needed rewired anyway, which unfortunately we found out after we started redecorating. So there was a lot of work in this house, but I love the bedroom, and I'm quite happy with all the things that we have in here. So welcome to my wee study and workspace and walk-in wardrobe where all my dresses are located. Since we have no wardrobe, this is where they are. So this room is a mixture of storage, of dresses and of workspace, but I don't mind that at all. I love this space. The blind is down very often because I work on the screen and I'd rather have it dark. But also I want to respect my neighbor's privacy, which you could normally see from the window. So this is where I sit and edit the videos, do the voiceovers or other work that I need to do. And this is the wee space we created by putting in the wall I mentioned earlier, and it's just the right size for us. So again, this worked out really well. This is my wee creative corner in my son's room that you have seen multiple times in my content, right next to his bookshelf with all his books. This is where I paint and do other creative ventures. And this table is actually also second-hand, that I also painted a wee while ago. And it's very handy because the sides can be unfolded, folded up or folded down. So it's very handy to have. My son is at university during term time, but this is still his room, and he has asked to not show the rest of the room, which of course I respect. And also it's not very tidy over there, so I'd rather not show this to you anyway. And now welcome to the heart of our cottage, the kitchen diner. This is the room I love the most, and it's also the room that had the biggest transformation. The kitchen was quite dated and dark when we bought the house, and the walls were pink, so I think this room changed the most, and I love the most possibly as well. I was very happy to bring my old table with me, as I use this a lot either for baking or also for creative things. We have 4 chairs, 2 which I found in a second-hand shop, one that was new but I had for a while now, and 1 chair belonged to my parents, so it's quite old, and I love to have as a reminder, as they both are unfortunately already deceased, so it's good to have that. The chandelier I already had when I relocated to Scotland, and that was also an eBay second-hand item. So once more you will see a mixture of new and second-hand things in the kitchen, as I said before, always try to bring things and have them as long as possible. Then there's some art in the background, things that my husband gave me, things that I made, and some very old pictures of my son when he was wee, which I haven't replaced because I love them so much. So from this angle you can see the Welsh dresser that I also really love. I bought this second-hand on eBay. It was as it is now, so someone painted it. I only bought it and it was put together, so the top was put on the bottom part, and I use this all the time, and you see me using it all the time. It holds quite a lot of items, which is good because the kitchen area itself doesn't have many cupboards, so it was a good item to complement the kitchen, and I'm very happy with it, and would always encourage you to look online for these unique upcycled items that are just so lovely. So this is our fridge, and there's a wee story to it, and that's why I'm showing it to you, because it wasn't meant to be in this color. It was meant to be cream, like our hob and oven. I like this color. The dark egg is one of my favorite colors, but my husband didn't, and we ordered the cream one. But we ordered it during the pandemic, and that became a problem because when we moved into the house we still had no fridge, even though we ordered it 5 months before. So we moved in with no fridge, and 4 weeks later we still had no fridge. So we got in touch with the supplier, and they said they still had issues. We also knew we needed one with the handle on the right, so the fridge would open this way, otherwise it would be impractical. And eventually they came back to us and said, well, we have one fridge that we could offer you with the handle on this side. And it was exactly the duck egg color. So that's why we have this fridge today. I'm very happy. My husband likes it as well. It works very well in the kitchen because the walls are painted in a pale duck egg as well. So it turned out to be absolutely fine, and he loves it now as well. We have also added to the duck egg smack with our coffee machine and our milk frother, which also have the duck egg color. So we now have a bit of a mixture of cream and duck egg, and it turned out very well, and everything worked out for the best. So this is the actual kitchen space where you see me cooking and baking many times. The layout hasn't changed much. The original kitchen also had the hob here and the sink there, so we kept these, but the rest is very different. We also opted for shelves, which I appreciate. It's easier to get the items that I regularly need. I also like the look of this much better, but of course it means you have to clean it more often, because when you cook, all the fumes go and settle, and so does the dust. So yes, you have to clean it more often, but I don't mind. I absolutely love our hob and the oven and the hood, because it has like a Victorian feel to it, with a ceramic top, and it's easy to clean as well. I found this online, this was new, but the kitchen builder only built the kitchen and we supplied him with the things that we wanted, so they built this into the kitchen as well. And yes, it is just a wonderful thing that gives some air and light to this room as well. As you know, I love colors that are bright. The last wee space I wanted to show you is the back hall that you have also seen before. This is where I have my boards and my lovely apron, and this has the garden door, and again it has a glass in it which gives the room a lot of light. There's another door opposite that has storage under the stairs, so we have a lot of storage there. This is also where our tumble dryer is positioned. We have no basement or cellar in this house. In Scotland, since the 1950s or 60s, people didn't build cellars anymore. We do have an attic. You have seen this as well in my content, but we have no further downstairs area from here, so this is our biggest storage here. The house has quite a lot of storage. We also have a shed in the garden, so lots of tools and items are there, so we are not short in supply of storage, luckily. This concludes the tour of the wee Fairy Seaside Cottage. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to read your comments, and if you want to see more on the renovation, I will link the video, as I've said before, in the description, so you can go and watch it there. For now, I would like to say goodbye. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'm sending you lots of love from Scotland. Tapath.